Actually, talking about the self, uh, what I have experienced is that people don't understand when we directly talk or try to point out uh, what the truth is, or to say what the self is or the atma is. They have a preconceived idea, because it is because of their upbringing or the kind of things they have been introduced, the kind of material or the thoughts that have been fed to them. So they have been so conditioned to believe that atma means something different. Like in Hindi movies, they show, clad in white sari. I mean, that kind of a thing. They I mean, they are in total illusion. They cannot, they don't want to or try to understand or try to know. That's very simple. So I have tried in my own way, trying to talk to different people, but I found it, very difficult. Very difficult. That it's totally impossible, I can say, because they are so conditioned. So I feel that that might be the reason. Even our ancient people, they have said it's very difficult to convey this to others. So that might be the reason they have devised various methods to convey this in a subtle manner, and hence they have given different routes. Like you have bhakti yoga. Nowadays, largely people are kind of involved in worldly things, so they can be gradually diverted using bhakti yoga, very gradually. They won't even know that actually what they are pursuing, but over a period of time, as the bhakti deepens, they are diverted and made to focus inward. So this is the same case with everything yoga. I mean, the different uh, steps of yoga, and even other things also, like karma yoga, even tantra, everything. The idea is to gradually bring the seeker to focus on himself. Actually, we can't even say the seeker, because seeker is the person who actually is interested in wanting something, who has understood the futileness of the things that are available in the world and wants to go beyond that. But this word seeking doesn't apply to most of the people, because the most of the people who are followers of big gurus and so-called pretentious devotees, their aim is not to go beyond the world appearance. Their idea is to overcome certain difficulties that they are facing in their life, or to gain more of material wealth. Could be money, or could be other possessions. So that is their motto. So they cannot be actually called as seekers. So initially they may not be seekers, but when they are gradually, thrown, a net is thrown around them, and they are all captured and made to do different things. Some of them do bhakti yoga, some do jnana yoga, jnana yoga, some do karma yoga, some do hatha yoga. I mean, a lot of things. So gradually different people are made to do different things, and ultimately they are made to turn inwards. So ultimate aim is to turn inwards and look within, to know the unchanging, ever present consciousness, that is a self. So this is a goal. Now, since I have tried many times and not been able to communicate this simple truth. So I feel that it's better to go in the traditional way, and hence, since Bhagavad Gita is my favorite book, I just thought of expounding that. But I don't want to go by verse and explain the meaning of each verse and things like that. It's very a very traditional way. So many people have done, and so many such materials are available online. So I don't want to make it that way. What I'm trying to do here is just to take up a chapter, and if there are some interesting shlokas in that which I like, so I'll just expound those, and that way I'll go on. And here I would like to start with the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Arjuna Vishada Yoga, the yoga of Arjuna's sorrow. See, every chapter is called as yoga because that is an opening to the understanding of the ultimate. See, yoga is the pathway to understand the ultimate truth. So each chapter is a yoga. So first one is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So it is through this first step of Vishada, or the sorrow, that Arjuna ultimately came to the understanding of the universal personality, the Godhead. So that's why the first step. The first chapter begins with Dhritarashtra speaking to Arjuna. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveda Yutsuva Mamaka Pandavam Jaiva Kimakurvanti Sanjaya. He is asking Sanjaya, the charioteer, to narrate the unfolding of events in the Kurukshetra battlefield. So Sanjaya, who has been bestowed with the ability to see things without being present in a certain place, or which we call as the power of the third eye power, that you can say, the once the the Agya chakra is opened, that's what people say, you get that power of seeing everything. So he has been bestowed with that power, and he is sitting in front of Dhritarashtra, who is a blind king, and his children and his brother's children are fighting with each other, or facing each other in the battlefield to settle a property dispute. That is basically the story, what the story is. So in this chapter, Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya to tell him the events as they are unfolding in the Kurukshetra battlefield. Now this chapter, as I told you, is important from the point of view that, see, all people are so involved in the worldly affairs, and if everything goes very smoothly and they are very happy without any hurdle, any sorrow, they will never ever turn back or look upwards and try to have a conversation with God, or what they presume to be God. Many people, mainly I've seen Indian cricketers and all looking up skywards, imagining that there is somebody sitting over there. Anyways, those are all initial phases. At least they are some kind of connection they are trying to make. Very initial stages. They are, I mean, because of the influence of people around them, or whatever they have heard or read, so their attention is gradually focusing. See, that is what it shows. A person who has hit a century in the in a cricket match, looking upwards and thanking. So at least he's making a small connection. He's not a total atheist who doesn't believe in God, or who believes that there is nothing to look at. So this Vishada Yoga. So in the Vishada Yoga, the Arjuna has Arjuna is facing a dilemma or sorrow in the battlefield. Uh, so he's sitting there and trying to sort out his sorrow. So here Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya to narrate the events that are taking place. So Arjuna, so he says that Arjuna, the Sanjaya describes to Dhritarashtra that both the Kaurava team and Pandava team are facing each other in the battlefield, and the war is about to take place. He describes how the different things are happening, like each person blowing their own conch, to register their presence in the battlefield. He describes the army of people on each side. So this is what it is about. A little more we'll need to talk about how how uh, the warrior Arjuna actually falls sad, and what he says. We'll go a little more deeper into that in the next video, in which I'll talk a little more about the other few other slogas of chapter 1. Thank you.